What a day already, baby. What a day already. Today is the 2nd of November, Sunday, 2025. The message for today is, you shall know the truth, and the truth makes you free. And then I say your environment, it ain't say no societal pressure, it ain't say nobody else's hatred, it didn't say anything but the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth makes you free. Baby, I got up today and I just completed a 3-day ritual, and it was something Spirit led me to do personally. And I watched this video yesterday that was talking about universal law, and the way that she broke it down was very plain and simple. The energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to receive. 0, 1, 2, 3 on the clock. And so when I tell you, I went to bed on that, did my ritual, and I got up and I said, okay, today must be the day where Spirit wants me to process. Because when I go into a certain space, I do a lot of energy work. And so because of where I'm at, I'm processing a lot. And so my body or spirit will be like, So I just go with that when that happens, right? And so that was one of these days. And then near the end of the ritual, it just came to me. I was like, I think that was a thought. It was the energy that you put out. It was like 3 different thoughts, but the main one that stopped me was, the energy you put out is the energy that you receive. And then that took my mind to think about the universal law, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then when I start writing, typically speaking, it's like either emotional or spiritual. And so it just literally dissolved all the boundaries. Mind you, we're talking about dissolution of boundaries. Neptune just went back into Pisces, and Saturn is also in Pisces. Saturn deals with the law, and Neptune deals with dissolution of boundaries. Pisces, both in Pisces energy. So that's dealing with universal harmony, divine consciousness, collective energies, right? So I just got the law of how to materialize my dreams, because that's also Pisces energy, into reality. Saturn and Pisces retrograde. So literally, this was divine timing. Period, point blank, bottom line. How can I say that I know it was divine timing? Because if you look back from, I'll say September till today, Spirit has been telling me where I'm going. And one of the things that they've been telling me that I'm about to start studying is universal law. I'll say about a week or 2 ago, I was getting up every day between 6 and 12, and I was talking to Spirit, and I was studying certain things that were leading me to study spiritual law. So the fact that I felt led to watch that video when I saw it yesterday was like, oh, so this was them kind of pushing me in that direction. Because they understand, yeah, I'm going through integration embodiment process too. That also said, I'm telling you, the fact that I slept on that, when I tell you, changed my life, my will. And now I understand with Mars being in Scorpio, which is at home in Scorpio, Scorpio being ruled by Mars and Pluto, that is about the indomitable will, Scorpio ascendant, right? So the fact that my willpower has been cleansed, just like they were saying in the reading yesterday, I'm telling you, all this is making sense. The same way they were saying that my willpower has been cleansed and it's now self-directed, and then they give me universal law, just clearing the fear of misuse of power. What's the power? You have authority of what shows up in your reality based off of the choices that you make. Now I understand why universal law and my manipulator has been being cleared, because it's been being purged to receive that awareness. You shall know the truth, and the truth makes you free. You cannot make it up, because I've been writing all the stuff, bro. Like, it was nobody but the universe. It was nobody but my ancestors. That's why they was telling me yesterday, you are not alone. They kept saying that to me. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not. And I was like, I felt what it meant, but I wanted clarity. They're like, we're guiding you. And that's true. I don't really talk to anybody. So who else can even take the credit for things to say? And I keep saying that because that's what they said. It's like, we're guiding it this way so that nobody else can say, oh, we're the reason why. Positive or negative. And it's true. It's the truth. So, and then I'm telling you, any boundaries, going back to what I was saying about Neptune, any boundaries or any constructs that this world system uses to keep us divided and separated, now I don't even care about none of that stuff. Like trying to figure out the truth of it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because the universe says, oh, do you put this energy out? Balance. That is why I love Saturn energy, because Saturn ain't trying to hear all that. You put this energy out? Okay, balance. That's it. That's it. Not talking about other people's projections, because other people projecting stuff that's going on internally within them. It has nothing to do with you. And that's the other disillusion that's happened. Just a couple days ago, I did a reading and it said one of the things you're releasing is personalizing other people's projections. Okay, so what does that mean? That means just because somebody projects something to you does not mean that that's the energy that you put out to be received. They're projecting what's going on within them. Period. Now, if it's a reflection, it will hit your spirit. You will know. Some people are going to be mirrors to you, and some people are going to be reflections to the energy that you're putting out. So, how do you stop it, or how do you move forward? Well, you reconcile, and you stop putting energy out you don't want to receive, and or you start putting out the energy that you want to receive. It is that simple. So, beautiful revelation. Because now I don't feel selfish or bad about being self-centered. Because that's universe. One, you. Verse, your song, your note, your chord, your purpose. What's the energy that you're supposed to emit? What's the vibration you're supposed to emit while you're here in this purpose, in this timeline, in this lifetime? So, now trying to figure out other people, why they... Girl, I do not care. What energy am I putting out? Are they going to use? They going to steal from me? Okay, so where did I steal? Where have I taken? Where have I been dishonorable? Okay, so, and nobody can take credit for that either, because Spirit been telling me for the past 2 months, the next thing we're about to deal with you is debt and finances. So, It was no pressure. I wasn't falling under pressure. I guess that's the part of me I'm kind of like, wow, like, you stood long enough to stand in your truth and see the truth that resonates with you. It wasn't because anyone forced you to do anything. This was part of the plan. I'm telling you, I look at life so differently. And that's also, oh my gosh, now I understand. So when I was in Florida, I kept noticing right before I was about to leave all these white vehicles, white cars and stuff. And when I did the reading on it, it said, oh, they was trying to scare you, basically. They was trying to confuse you. They was trying to make you feel like, it was basically a false synchronicity, right? Trying to play with your mind. Then I came back here and started noticing the same thing. And their reading this time was like, yeah, girl, we're healing you of that old paradigm of vigilance and hypervigilance, of being guarded, of being defensive. You needed that in the past. You don't need that here now. So now I understand why they said that. Because anybody putting out ill will towards you has nothing to do with you. Unless you put it out and you need to reconcile it. Now it's going, and the reason why this is going to be so easy for me, because I already do introspection work. I'm already looking at myself and being like, what can I do better? Or what can I change? Or what needs to be healed? What do I need to face? And when I know what I need to face, okay, let's face it. So now I understand why they said that. You release defensiveness, guardedness, because in past lives, I was so concerned about being connected to the wrong people instead of really looking at who am I? That's why my North Node is in Capricorn, self-mastery. What do I want to experience? What do I want to feel? What do I want to see? How can I use my power to materialize my reality? Girl, when I tell you today, I'm telling you, I'm grateful that Neptune has gone back in Pisces. Because it's helped me see clearly. All that other stuff don't matter. What do you want to experience? What don't you want to experience? That's it. Nothing else matters. And now, and because it's universal law, that's why they was like, you don't have to, nobody can stop your destiny. You are governed by higher law, not man's opinion. You're moving under higher law. Now I understand. Because they was talking about, girl, universal law. That's what the Hierophant stands for. Divine order, divine law. So now it's like, if people do ill, girl, you got something going on with you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, and that now I understand why I was saying that all this time. It was like my future self was speaking my consciousness catching up to that truth. Your problem is not my problem. You have to figure out what's going on with you. Because I figured it out. What's the energy I want to experience? What's the energy I don't want to experience? Period. Point blank, bottom line. That is it. All that other stuff, gender, sex, orientation, race, ethnicity, class, status, I don't give a shit about none of that. I never really did. Now I really don't. I'm like, girl, you treat me good, I'm going to treat you good. You treat me like otherwise, I just won't be around you. It's just that simple. Because one thing that I've made up in my mind, I am worth it, and I am worthy, and I am deserving of everything that Spirit said that I'm going to get. I am. So, is personalizing how somebody else's ill will towards you going to get me where I want to be? No. I don't care what your reason is. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you're watching. I don't care. You're not important enough for me to change my decision or divert my will against myself. I don't care. And before, when I was saying it, I really didn't care. Now, I consciously mean it. Because I understand why it makes sense to me. Because someone putting out ill will towards you, again, unless I'm putting it out, it has nothing to do with you. It literally is in their subconscious programming to do it. That has nothing to do with who you actually are. Now I understand. It used to just be like, oh, a confidence or belief. No, literally. I want to put this energy out because this is the energy I want to receive. And you feeling how you feel about me literally does not matter. Because at the end of the day, if I put more emphasis on battling with you or competing with you, then I'm giving you power. Fear of misuse of power has been released. And that's funny because that's one thing I used to think about. I'm like, if you respect yourself, people say, oh, you don't have to like me, but you're going to respect me. How are you going to make somebody respect you? I never understood that. How are you going to make somebody respect you? You can't make someone respect you. You can't even make somebody fear you. What you can do is respect yourself enough to be like, yeah, I see we're not aligned, so I'm just not going to allow myself back into that environment because you respect yourself. But you cannot you cannot force somebody to respect you. You can put fear into them if they're a child. But that's not respect. That's fear. I never understood that. So just the same way, how are you going to force somebody to do something you want them to do? You can't. Like, even if they end up doing it, it was still, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, it was still by their own will that they chose to do it. That's not talking about influence. They just don't understand their power. 555. And that's why I always used to say, like, I'm going to do, and I still say that, I'm going to do what I want to do. And I do. Like, I do what I want to do. That's why they would say, like, illusion. I see it now. Like, I get it. That's why they would say illusion. All of that is an illusion. And I was keeping myself trapped. That's why the Eight of Swords kept coming up yesterday. I was keeping myself trapped. I get it. I get it now. Yeah. Man. I understand. I gotta know. I didn't ever understand that. How you gonna, when I thought about it, I'm like, you can't make someone respect you. You can enforce what you will tolerate, but making someone respect you, that sounds like, okay, you going out your way to manipulate something, which you gonna receive that back. That being said, man, changed my life. Resonance, peace. So alignment to you.